here on 23-547, 23-1032. Eli Metcalf, violation of community control. First violation, brought in fake urine. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Second, admitted meth and marijuana use. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Smith, what does he want to do today?
Guilty.
Well, let me talk to her first.
Your Honor, as relayed to the court by Mr. Metcalf, it is Mr. Metcalf's intention to admit to the violation today.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your plea to those violations?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. So,
I didn't use any of my outs.
what?
I didn't use any of the tools that I've gained in the
Why
last
not?
19 months.
Why not?
I don't know. I seen the signs. There were signs way before I used.
What kind of signs?
I was struggling with counseling at the time. I was struggling with my wife at the time.
What was your struggles with counseling?
Originally, when I started Signature Health, I took a late counselor a late counselor and a late psych doctor so that I could do my work, and we would do it on Wednesdays. Well, that person, the last 2 weeks it's neither one of my doctors no more. I don't know how that happened, but for 2 weeks I couldn't deal with that. I allowed somebody that I know relapsed around me.
Who?
Bob Morton.
Why?
He was a good friend of my brother's that just passed away. I went to a lot of meetings with him, and when I don't know, because I think I'm Superman, because I think nothing will hurt me, because I don't know when the pain is too much. I don't know. Because I don't.
What pain?
This pain, because it's not been fun for. Using has not been fun for 15 years. I've been suicidal for most of it. This is the first time I've been happy in probably 20 years. And I still set in place all these things to help me. My sponsor, I've set all these things up to have an out when this stuff happens. And when I get to certain points, and I didn't use not one of them. I didn't call my sponsor. I didn't call Kim. I didn't do anything that I was supposed to. I didn't call my doctor. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything that I was supposed to. My wife knew that 2 weeks before I got high. Kim knew something was up before I got high. Everybody knew. I knew. I just didn't use anything that I was supposed to. I didn't use none of my tools. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I still went to my meetings. I still went to church. But I didn't use any of the things that I was supposed to. Nobody knew that was supposed to help me.
I thought you said Kim knew something was off.
She definitely knew something was off, and I didn't say anything to her. I lied.
I thought you said your wife knew something was off.
I lied.
Well, there's a shock, right?
No,
I was being sarcastic.
I know.
Okay.
It's definitely not a shock.
So, how long were you not using?
19 months.
How long?
19 months.
Is that right, Kim?
That could very well be true, Judge, because he spent that long period with Alpha House.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what our last violation, because we were here in June. But I think that was just him failing to report.
I think I was clean from May 8th, 2023.
So that could be.
Your Honor, Kim's recollection is correct. The previous probation violation was for failure to report on May 1st, May 8th, and May 15th, 2024.
And what was the reason that you told me you weren't reporting then?
I got pulled over on that charge that they eventually let go of the charge on that needle. There was a needle. I was found not guilty on it, but.
Okay, so if you're being truthful with me, and you didn't use for 19 months, how did you manage to do that?
I used everything that I was supposed to. I mean, I stopped going, like, here's one of the things. I usually go every Saturday or Sunday and go cut the guy's hair at the Alpha House. I haven't done that in 3 months. I haven't, all the guys that got me clean, I haven't talked to them on a regular basis in at least a couple months, besides going to church on Sunday.
Well, why is that?
Failure? I don't. I'm afraid to succeed. I
What
don't.
does that mean? I mean, it seems like you were succeeding. You had a job, you had an apartment.
No,
So it seemed like when you look at objective measures, that you were succeeding. So what is
That's
it?
the whole thing. It's the ones you're all there. Everybody's happy. Everybody's. And then when are you going to mess up? When are you going to mess up? Because you've been doing it for 40 years. When are you going to mess up?
Are you a Cleveland Browns fan?
No, sir.
You're
But
not?
just as bad, I'm a Dallas fan.
Huh?
Just as bad, I'm a Dallas fan.
Because a Cleveland Browns fan is, if they're up 40-0, is trying to figure out how the other team's going to score 41 points all at once, and they're going to lose, even though it's physically impossible. So you're telling me that everything was going so well that you kept thinking, how am I going to screw it up?
I've screwed everything else up.
Okay. So if you spent 19 consecutive months, day after day, not screwing it up, wasn't that proof that you have the ability not to screw it up?
It does.
Now, the Browns don't have the ability to be successful, but that's beside the point, okay? Doesn't that prove to you that you have the ability not to screw it up?
I know I have the ability. I just,
Where do you, who are you going to for counseling?
I was going to Signature Health, but I am changing that.
Okay. You're
I'm going to change that. They are not.
They're not what?
They're not what I need. I need somebody a little bit different. I need somebody that's going, like, I took certain days off so I could see probation and go see counseling every week.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden they changed it. And I get off early on Fridays too, and they still can't fit me into their schedule. All of a sudden, after months and months of me seeing the same people, they all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks couldn't. I literally had to go to my original doctor to get my medication because I hadn't had my medication in 4 days. I had to call my original doctor to have my medication brought in. So, and I had already said something to Miss Kim about that previous to this happening, that I had to
So
figure
where are you
something.
going to go?
She gave me a couple different options. but I got arrested.
Well, when you were going there and seeing
It was
a
successful.
counsel regularly, what were you, I mean,
Not
what were
just-
you, what were you doing, what were you uncovering? What was the source of your doomsday conclusion that even though it's going so well, you're gonna screw it up? Where did that come from?
Well, most of my stuff has to do with child trauma,
Okay.
psychological issues that I'm actually treating for the first time in my life. Schizophrenia that I'm actually taking medication for on a regular basis like I'm supposed to for the first time in my life. I mean, there's a lot there's a lot of firsts that I'm doing that I've never did before. So this is all really new, to be truthfully honest. But I've never really dealt with being molested. I've never dealt with my brother killing himself. I've never really dealt with anything that's happened in my life.
So do you think you need to deal with it?
Yes,
Okay.
and it really didn't help that my brother just died. Another brother just died, and I still haven't dealt with it.
When was that?
August.
From what?
He relapsed. He overdosed.
Okay. So that was in August? And you managed to stay away from the poison until when, December?
In the worst situation, way worse situation too.
So
I was in a homeless
How did you
shelter.
manage to do that?
Went to meetings. It wasn't all that. I knew not to have someone around me that uses. He admitted that I used. It was like I wanted that person around me. It was like I wanted. It was like I wanted to get high. Like I had some kind of reservation. I'm not 100% positive.
Where do you work?
At Yokohama Industries.
What do you do?
I extrusion operator. I like your panoramic ceiling for roofs for cars or seals for your car. Or I make all kinds of rubber stuff.
Okay. How do you do that?
I go to work every day and set up my machine and
What does your machine do?
my machine sends rubber through and I put a die at the end of it and I
When do you-
manipulate
what-
the
Tell
die.
me what exactly you do with your machine once you get into work.
I turn it on. I find out what rubber I need to use for whatever die that it is.
How many different types of rubber are there?
Oh, there's a lot.
Okay, so how do you determine which rubber product you're gonna use?
The paperwork that's left in front of me.
And who leaves the paperwork for you?
My boss gives it to me every day.
Okay, and you have to read it,
Right.
and you have to determine what you're gonna do.
Right. It determines what die, what rubber,
Okay. So you
how to
bring-
set up the machine, how to set up the final process
How do you know how to set up the machine and the process?
by tools that I was taught.
Okay. And you use those tools on that machine with those products that produce something that's gonna be used in a bigger product, right?
Yes.
What, a car?
Most of the time, yes, some kind of
Okay.
vehicle or,
And then somebody
but it's
else,
all kinds of stuff, yeah.
somebody else takes what you produced and installs it somewhere on a finished product, right? So you have the ability to logically operate, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why do you do it at work and not do it outside of work? Because if you weren't doing it at work, they'd fire you, right?
Right. and they
Okay,
wouldn't let
so
me
why do
back.
you do it at work, but you don't do it outside of work?
I do it, I've done it outside of work.
I know, and then
I
you
just
stop.
allow it, I just allow,
So you knew logically that this, whatever that guy's
This is
name
gonna
was,
happen,
was
yes.
gonna lead you into trouble. You knew that, right?
logically, yes.
Okay.
Logically, I knew that he shouldn't have been around after he admitted to me in front of me and my wife that he had been drinking, yes.
All right.
But I still allowed him around,
Okay.
and the final result was,
So you knew logically what the final result would be, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Why did you ignore logic in that case?
I don't know.
Don't you think you better find out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I'm not sure why you ignored logic. And I'm not sure if you find out why you ignored logic, that that's going to lead to a different decision by you.
I can't allow it to make it a,
You're telling me. I mean, you've been around the block enough times, right?
yes, sir. Too many,
Huh?
way too many. I believe Crossroads was one of the ones she said to use too, for the doctors.
And how do you set that up?
I'm gonna call. Probably sign a release.
What medication were you taking?
I'm taking a new medication. I don't know how to pronounce it. She has the name of it. I have two of them, but one's basically, one's a new one. I can't even close to remember what it's called, but what is the other one?
That for the,
Both for well, one's for mood, one's for mood and one's for schizophrenia. And then I'm on gabapentin for the nerve damage I have. Oh God, what is it called? Lipitor?
where'd you get the fake urine?
The gas station.
Which one?
The one over by the Salvation Army.
What's it called?
The little corner store right there. I don't know if it's
What's that? No, what's the stuff called that you bought? What do they call it? Is it like a big stand that says fake pee or
No,
what? What is it?
that's not what it says. It says something else. Shit.
How did you know to go to the gas station to buy it?
Other people. I mean, you've seen it. I used to go to the hedge.
I didn't know you could buy fake pee at a gas
Yeah,
station.
it's,
honest to God.
you know, when they started doing the Delta 9, Delta 10s and all that stuff, and like whatever, they started putting it into the gas stations, whatever.
See, like
started.
one-stop shopping, you can buy your dope and you can buy your fake pee.
Pretty
through
much
your
is how
probation officer,
they've
which
got it
never
set up
works.
now.
I thought they just sold gas, like gas and beer and potato chips and shit.
Well, all the vape stores and all of it have it too.
You ought to demand that back from Kim and go back to the goddamn gas station and get your money back.
I don't think so.
Or just go to gas stations and buy gas.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna keep you on community control. What is it, 16 now, Kim?
Yeah, 16 days, Your Honor.
16 days in jail with credit for 16. Go, now, the conditions that I put in effect are still in effect, with the exception, obviously, you did the Alpha House, so if I were you, I would go to Crossroads, try to figure shit out, right?
Yes, sir.
Because as you said, you know what to do, you haven't done it. Because you're like Jimmy Haslam. Stop being like Jimmy Haslam. Don't think that you're Charlie Brown or who is it? Which one of those guys who's got the black cloud over their head wherever they go?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Linus.
Linus, okay, don't be Linus, okay? If you didn't do any of this nonsense for 19 months, then you can probably do it with a concerted effort.
I know it can.
Then do it. Don't talk about doing it. Do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else, Ms. Smith?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Eli, get the hell out of here and don't come back.
Yes, sir. And does any of them show levels?
We don't go by levels, we just go by positive or negative. And it could be very well, depending on the marijuana that you smoke, it could be still from the.
I know, 100% I know that.
Yeah, that could very well be.
But it isn't like that I went out and relapsed
Yeah.
this thing. That's where I was trying to, it wasn't like I went out and actively went and used dope. And I got 20-some people that could verify that I wasn't getting high the whole time. I was gone almost every day, except for the day before I got to see you.
What about cocaine and
I haven't did cocaine in 20 years. That has to be in the bag that I found. Now, I got that shit all over me. But I went to a meeting every single day. I went to, even when I was on vacation, I went to 3 meetings while we were out. I went to a meeting every single day. I did come in contact, but I did exactly what I was supposed to. I didn't inject, snort, do anything. I just got it all over me. Got it all over my hands. It was in the hoodie of a pocket when I was cleaning out the stuff to do laundry.
what you tell the judge?
I'm not gonna.
He hates a bullshit.
You know, I ain't never bullshitting. I told you guys exactly what happened, and this can all really be verified too, because I called my sponsor. I took care of it. I went to a meeting afterwards. I didn't. How can I have him come in with? I can't even talk to my wife right now. She won't even talk to me.
All rise.
Seated. Okay. Eli Metcalf, 23-547, 23-1032. Violation of community control, violation. Urine screen January 8. Positive for amphetamine, methamphetamine, marijuana, and cocaine. You understand that charge?
I do understand.
Ms. Smith, what does he want to do today?
Your Honor, prior to coming on the record, Mr. Metcalf did sign a waiver of personal appearance for his probable cause hearing, but he also indicated an intent to plead guilty to the violation.
No contest. No contest to the violation. Not
Is that
guilty.
what you want to do?
No contest, no.
No contest. Let's make a deal.
No.
No contest.
Whoa,
No such thing.
No, that's not true.
Okay, let me play along for a little bit with this no contest nonsense, okay? You're not contesting the allegation. That's what no contest
I am
means.
not- I'm-
Not contesting.
I am not
okay?
contesting that.
So how in the world did you test positive for amphetamine, methamphetamine, cocaine, and marijuana?
The weed is old.
Weed is old. What does that mean? Weed is
From
old.
when we were just here.
We were just here on January 2nd.
Right.
Okay.
From-
And we're here again on January 22nd.
Absolutely.
Weed was old. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm not contesting that I tested positive. But I am contesting that I did not consume the drugs at hand. I found that a bag of dope when we were, listen, I was
All right,
gone.
all right, all right, all right, be careful, be careful,
Absolutely.
okay? Because I'm
Absolutely.
about to hear a line of complete bullshit from
No,
Eli, so go
no,
ahead.
you're-
If you want to tell me it, tell me it. Go ahead.
You're not gonna hear no bullshit.
All right,
'cause
all right,
from-
go ahead.
So from the whole time that I was gone to the day before I seen her, we were on vacation, gone out of town at Kalahari, all the way until the day before I seen her.
Seen
With
who?
20-some,
Seen who?
Miss Kim,
That's who, okay.
when
go
I
ahead.
violate,
That's
when
Kim.
I test positive. I'm with 22 or 23 different family members the whole time out of town. No way to buy, sell.
Did you know he was out of town, Kim?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Kim?
I did,
Okay.
I gave him permission to go to Kalahari.
Okay.
Gone the whole time. No way to buy, sell, or contact any kind of drugs in this
Okay.
situation. All the way to the day before I come back to see her. The day before I came back to see her, I am cleaning out all of our stuff and come in contact.
All of what stuff?
All of our laundry, all of our everything. Nobody's done laundry the whole time that I'm in jail. Why you got me in jail? Anything.
When did you go to Kalahari?
The very next day.
What do you mean, the next day of what?
So
What date?
So what was the day? Wednesday. So the Friday, we went Friday. We got out. I got out on Thursday. Went Friday. Got back out. I don't know the dates.
Your
Can you
Honor,
pass the
I
calendar,
believe
please?
he was released on January 2nd, so. he
Okay.
would
We
have
went on the
left
3rd and then came back on whatever that Monday night is. And the whole time had all my family members from Cincinnati, my daughter, all of them came back with me from Kalahari and stayed at my apartment. All these people will verify that I was never using any drugs at any of this point in time. I come in contact with a bag of dope and got all over me at my apartment. I'm at one end. The daggone washer and dryer is at the other
Bag
end.
of dope.
Yes, sir. But previous to when, before I had no knowledge of it. I have no knowledge, and I found.
Where did it come from?
Well, it was some bag of dope I hid when I was getting high. Obviously, when
You hid it, it was in your stuff when you went
it
to
was in
Kalahari?
the front hoodie pocket of one of my front hoodie pockets.
Okay. See, now that's a lie. Because
That-
no dope fiend
Yes.
has ever left a bag of dope that they didn't know where to find
So
it
that's
and use it. Okay,
that's
so that's
one
a
of the
lie.
things I do, sir. I
That-
hide
that's-
it
okay,
so I
that's-
have it for later.
Okay,
And
that's a lie. Next.
that's exactly what happened. I see her
So
the
you
very next
touched-
day after.
You
I
touched a
had it
bag
all-
of dope.
No, I didn't touch a bag of dope. It was open in my hoodie pocket and got all over my hands. Had to walk a whole football field to go get it off of my hands back to my apartment, all the way back to it, and clean the hoodie pocket out, because there's no way to do it in my apartment complex, because you can't open the thing, put your card in, and run the water at the same time to clean yourself
I
off.
don't know what you're talking about.
So I live in an apartment complex. I don't live in a house. I have to walk a whole football field to do my laundry.
Okay?
Why in there cleaning out my stuff is when I come in contact with the bag of dope and get it literally all over my
So there was an open
hand.
bag of dope in the hood.
I don't know if I opened it at the time.
Hold on.
But yes,
There's an open bag of dope in the pocket of your hooded sweatshirt.
there's a bag of dope in the front
Open.
pocket. The front
Open.
pocket. Well, I don't know. I might have opened it while I was going through it. Going through all the laundry. It was when I put it in there. I guarantee it wasn't open, but it was just a Ziploc baggie of dope. I called my sponsor. I can prove that I've been to every meeting since I've left
I
here.
don't care about your meetings, okay? So,
I did my,
So-
sir, I've done
so
everything.
you were at Kalahari with this hooded sweatshirt?
No,
No?
That, I didn't come in contact. Nobody cleaned my house, did my laundry, anything, the whole time I was gone, sir. The whole time I was gone in jail for the 2 weeks previous to us going to Kalahari. I come home, we pack up and leave first thing in the morning to Kalahari. The very next day after I get out of jail. I see her and we leave the very next
Her,
day.
meaning Miss
Yes,
Randallson?
I see her.
Miss
She
Randallson.
allows me to go to Kalahari. I leave the Kalahari the very next day. Don't come home until Monday night. Tuesday, I come after, I go to work Tuesday morning. Tuesday after work, I start cleaning my house, start going through getting all my laundry together, cleaning and doing my laundry, sir. Every single day through that. And it's not like I had time to tell her the day that I took the urine. It was 4:20 and was going to a mental health, I got there in plenty of time. I got there at 3:30, but she ended up having like 37,000 people waiting for her at that point in time when I got there ahead of me. So I sat there for a long time. It was 4:20. She drug tested me and sent me out, and I had to go to my mental health doctor's
Well,
appointment.
your doctor appointment was at 2 o'clock.
No. My doctor's appointment was Friday at 2 o'clock of this week that just passed.
Okay.
It was at 4:20 the day that I seen her on the Wednesday for Signature Health, and when I seen them, they couldn't.
What doctor's appointment?
My Signature Health appointment was the same day that I fell for this urine at 4:20. She kicked me straight out the door so I could go. I took the urine and went straight out the door so I could go see my mental health there. They weren't cooperative on my timeline to try to change my days so that they could work with my work so I could be off on time. So I changed it to Brightview, which was Friday at 2 o'clock when I was supposed to go see them for my
Why are you
new
going to
mental
Brightview?
health.
Why are you going to Brightview?
There are more, so I don't get off normally till 4:30, except for they'll allow me to get off at 3 o'clock at work on one day of my week, and then I get off at 3:30 on Friday. So no matter what, it gave me 2 days. Brightview is up till 5:30, and I can see my mental health counseling. I can see everything through them, and they're open late enough to where it can be managed. Signature Health, however, when I started, was accommodable, but now Signature Health lost the late person that I was seeing. They switched me to another person, and they can't handle my provider, my mental health, and my counseling can't be provided in the same amount of in a day a week, the right times, to where I'm not gonna lose my job, lose everything Brightview can accommodate. At least they said they could. We were gonna find that out on Friday when I went to my appointment.
So this bag of dope that was
Yes, sir.
mysteriously left in your
Sir,
In the pocket of your hooded sweatshirt.
I've said I did everything.
Quiet. This bag of dope, how much dope was there in there?
Well, it was enough to get all over my hands.
I know. How much?
I'm gonna probably say anywhere from a quarter to a half a gram, maybe.
Was this like a sandwich bag or glass?
No, it was one of
sandwich
those little, those stupid little dope baggies.
bag? And it was cocaine, methamphetamine
I haven't
mixed
did
together?
cocaine since I guess I haven't did cocaine since 2006,
You
maybe
mean
20
that's been in
years.
your
I don't do
pocket since
cocaine.
2006?
No. What I'm saying is I have not actively consumed cocaine that I know of since 2006, probably.
Okay.
It's worthless drug out here anymore. To be,
I don't know what
it's
that
not
means.
it's not real.
It's not real? What is it?
I don't know. It don't get you high no more.
Apparently this stuff was real.
Well, what I'm saying is it's not, I don't seek that because I seek meth. Cocaine doesn't get me high. Meth did. When I was getting high, meth got me high. Cocaine didn't get me high. I ain't going out and getting cocaine since 2006. This is what I'm trying to say. They put whatever in the meth. Obviously, I have no idea. You know what I mean? There's no way. I'm not a chemist.
How long had that been, well, you're pretty close to one, I'll tell you that.
Well,
How
I'm sure a week
How
or-
long had that baggie of dope been in your pocket?
Well, the week we were gone on vacation, the 2 weeks that I was in jail, and probably within the 4 or 5 days before I went to jail the last time, I'm sure. Probably a few days before I went to jail. Maybe within 48 hours of the day I went to jail the last time.
Which was when?
January 2nd, I think so that would have been probably right before New Year's, maybe.
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that bag?
Bob Merton.
What?
Bob Merton. I told you who I was getting it off from.
I don't know. Yeah, I've lost track of you. You've been here so many times. Okay.
I don't want to lie to you.
So, when, after you, why were you wearing a mask that day?
Because my sponsor's wife had corona, and I had been with her for the last 2 days at meetings with her. But I told her previously that, hey, I was
All right, sorry.
in contact,
All right.
but I didn't feel fine. I felt fine, and I never did get sick.
Okay. So when did you next talk to Miss Randallson? After you ran out the door at 4:30 that day?
I didn't talk to Miss Randall until she'd come and see me the day after I got arrested,
Which was when, Kim?
Wednesday. So I seen her
Which was when, Kim?
Thursday.
It was that Wednesday, he's correct. He was arrested on a Tuesday, I went down that Wednesday. Which-
No, it was Wednesday and Thursday, ma'am.
Okay, well, hold on, let me see when he was arrested.
I was
So
arrested
last
on
Wednesday or the Wednesday before, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
So he was arrested on, sorry. I think he was arrested on the 15th.
15, so
think
last
so.
Wednesday.
Yes.
So I went down that Thursday, he's correct.
Okay. And when you went down to see her on the 16th, did you tell her this story?
I didn't get a chance. I told her that I found a bag of dope, and she basically said that she was going to tell you that I was cooperative, because I admitted to her, but we didn't get into...
Admitted what?
I admitted to her that I had found a bag of dope in my stuff.
What did he tell you, Kim?
He told me that there was drugs in his apartment, and he said that he used.
You never said that?
I never said that I used. I
Well-
said that I found a bag of dope in my
Well, listen to me.
in my apartment.
Listen to me. I've been dealing with Kim Randallson for 10 years.
And she's the best.
Okay. I've been dealing with Kim Randallson for 10 years. And I've been dealing with you for probably, 6 or 7 years, okay? If I have to believe one or the other, guess who I believe?
You're going to believe her.
Why is she
obviously.
lying? Why is she lying to me about what you said to her?
I just think that she misunderstood what I said.
Misunderstood.
I'm not calling her a liar. She's the best person that's ever been in my corner ever in jail history. I've never had anybody better than her in ever. I have to say that she's absolutely the best person I've ever had in my corner. There's no, hands down, there's not even a close person close. Excuse me for you, but she deals with me day to day throughout this whole situation. You're come second, but I have to say she's absolutely the first person.
Well,
Without her guidance, I probably wouldn't have had the clean time that I had originally.
you were here on January 2nd,
Yes, sir.
right? And you're testing positive on January 8th.
But if I was out there using, I asked her, I wasn't able to pee that day. I'd test positive right now still, if I was out there using. Right now.
You've been in jail for a week.
I would still test positive.
For what?
If I was out there using meth, if I was out
You
there
would
using
still
dope,
test positive for meth right now?
I would still, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
You gotta talk to your buddies over here and get these time constraints right, because you wouldn't be testing positive for meth.
I've tested positive back in the day when I was going through children's services. I tested positive
I
10 days
don't
later for
know.
cocaine.
I don't know why you just told me all that stuff you told me. Because not a bit of it's true.
Every bit of it's true, sir.
Not a bit of it's true. Not a bit. So, why don't we do this? You go back to jail and sit there for a while. And then when you come back, we'll see if you can have a magic conversion with the truth.
Sir, can I say something, please?
Go ahead.
I'm not, my story's not gonna change because this is
Well,
exactly
that's
what
up to
happened,
you.
sir.
That's up to you.
I hate to do that to the courts, to think that I've told you guys every time that I've committed a wrong in this
No, you
court.
haven't. You're to the point now where you actually believe the lies that you're telling.
No, sir.
So let's see if we can correct that, the error in your way of thinking.